I'm John Hammarley, and I'm joined by two of my friends, Rios and Dr. Peter Fodor. Here is the question of the hour. The Biden administration has promised 100 million doses of the COVID vaccine in 100 million American arms by the first 100 days of his administration. The question, I'm going to go to you, Peter, since you're the youngest one here. Are you going to roll up your sleeves and get that vaccination?
Funny that you ask. Yesterday, I volunteered at the local hospital to be one of the vaccinators. So we were doing vaccinations. We had 1,000 vaccines for people over the age of 70 in Aspen, which covers about half of the population in that age group. And so in addition to my vaccinating other patients or people, I also got the vaccine, the first dose for Pfizer yesterday.
And Luis, how about you? You gonna roll up your sleeve?
Sure, I got my first dose about 10 days ago. And so I'm due to get my second dose here in the next week or so.
Luis, how about any reactions besides probably a little tender arm?
That's all I got, was just a sore arm for about 3 or 4 days, and then it went away.
Peter?
Yes, I did surgery today. Liposuction is a little more physical than other things, and the tummy tuck, and the arm hurt a little bit, but wasn't bad at all. I don't have any other symptoms.
I'll throw this up to both of you. Should they get vaccinated as a prerequisite for getting surgery?
I think that's a little bit of a tough one, because ideally, yes, it would be great if our patients that we're going to operate on have already been vaccinated. With the first dose, you get about 50% coverage, and after the second dose, it's about 90%. But I don't think in practical terms that's extremely doable. What I do in my practice, I offer the option to patients, would you like to wait until you get your vaccine? And I don't get too many people saying, yes, I'm about to do that. Yes, I will wait with my surgery. It would be ideal, but I don't think it's going to happen all that often. What do you think, Luis?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I hadn't even thought about that, asking them if they wanted to wait. But I'm not sure that we can really mandate people to have vaccines or any other medical treatment per se. I think that we've got a pretty safe, proven track record in plastic surgery. I think Bill Adams published something from an outpatient surgery center where we were using the typical screening of fever, symptoms, any close contact. And I think something similar came out of LA County, where the rate of problems, people getting COVID afterwards, or doctors or nurses or techs getting COVID, was actually very, very low, even just using your basic screening. So I'm not sure that it's really mandatory. I think it'll be great if we can get to that point, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
So what I do with our staff is most of our staff has been vaccinated, but it's more a voluntary thing. They can opt out of it. I can't have them, cannot make it compulsory.
Luis, in your practice, do you feel, as Peter does, that it should be voluntary for your staff, or should it be a requirement?
So right now we're at the voluntary stage for all the reasons he said. And so I think what I at least see my responsibility is, as soon as I'm alerted, we had different channels of being able to get the vaccine, one from the university, other from hospital systems, and they'd send out emails. As soon as I was alerted that these vaccines were available to my staff, like, people who interacted with patients, as soon as I knew they were qualified, I just felt like it was my responsibility right away. Like as soon as we would get those emails, within a few minutes, we would inform our staff that they were qualified to get the vaccine, where the vaccine was, when it was being, and we would give them the time off and reschedule their patients and do everything we could to get them there. And so I think we at least provided that, and I think most of my staff took us up on that.
The most important thing, as you guys know, please stay safe and keep wearing those masks until otherwise notified.